Good evening, Flosstube. I'm Sharon. My channel name is Magnolia Nana, and it is Monday night, March 4th. I am coming back at the end of a busy work day to update you on some whips. And at the end, I would also like to do a book review of an audiobook that I just finished and thoroughly enjoyed. I'm so glad to be with you tonight. Let me start by saying that I am so sorry that the volume on my last video was so low, and several kind listeners let me know that they couldn't hear me. So I am back to filming on my phone, and I hope you'll let me know if we're having the same problems. Hopefully not. I had never had that problem before, so there was something about the way I had set up the iPad that just did not give us a good volume. And again, I'm so sorry. That is frustrating at best. So I have two whips that I've been working on that I want to share with you, and then two more long-standing whips that are organized, and then a container that I'd like to show you, and then our book review. So we talk all the time on my channel about Mary, Queen of Scots sampler, Papillon Creations, and it is my long-term but finish as soon as you can project, because I am delighted with the stitching, with the linen, with the color of the floss. It is DMC. And I think on my last video I speculated as to which area I would finish next. Well, the ship called to me, and I was afraid it would. So I finished the ship, the little motif under the ship, which will extend all the way across, and then a couple of small motifs here under the unicorn. That does not look like it would have been a lot of stitching, but it actually took a while. So we have the detail of the ship, which is such fun, right above the quote that I am hoping to finish now very soon, and right below the other medallion that is the center of the piece. And then, as I try to do, I will show you the whole part. Let me get this folded. Okay, let's see if you can see this. We will start at the top of where it's completed with the letter Y. And then you can see, hopefully, we have a French palace, and then we have a Scottish castle. And where am I here? Let me peek. So the whole piece is extremely large, with, of course, a good bit of border. But oh my goodness, we're getting closer. This is a 36 count linen. It is called Cream or Ivory, and it is Edinburgh. But before I put this away, I want you to look again closely at how beautiful those stitches are on this beautiful linen. And then underneath you can see the ship. So, quality materials and a delightful design make for a lot of fun stitching. So thank you, Papillon Creations, for that. All right, I was looking through whips, to show you more that were organized and ready to go. And as I often do with my whips, I had forgotten about my little Charles Wysocki Peaceful Countryside, which is the first dimensions kit I've ever done. This is a very old one. We were able to get it from eBay. And so this week I have been working on Peaceful Countryside, and it has been quite a lot of fun. So I'm in this one for a finish, people. If you will look, it is done on Ada, and I had completed most of the barn except for the back stitching, and I was working on the lawn area in the front of the barn. When I put this away, you can see how far down I got. So what I've worked on this week is the area around the church. I've fussed so much about stitching this white on the church. You can tell that I put it aside, although I am using all of your wonderful suggestions, railroading, thread heaven, and so forth. But I am just in green heaven, doing all these beautiful greens, along with the little brook here. And I'm about to start a patch of tree here, or maybe it's a hill. Actually, I think it's a hill because it's a brown. There will be right here a small house, and then a lot of trees, and this top section will be finished. Since it is a dimensions kit, and I am learning this, it will ask you at times to do one side of the cross, just the single cross, and other times it will ask you to do the full X. But I cannot express to you how much fun all these colors have been to pull back out. And I guess working on the Ada is a break, as we've talked about before, for the eyes. So this is a long, narrow piece, and as soon as the rest of the barn and the church are finished, I will start at the bottom, the apple cider mill, which will be this part here. I have a lot left to do, but I am feeling very encouraged by the quick progress that I've made this week. So the thing I want to show you is my organization on the floss. Now when this kit comes to you, the floss is all in a hank, a big hank, and then it lists each color on your instructions, but they give you this thread organizer. So I definitely, after my experience with St. Paul's Cathedral, which was not positive, went ahead and organized all my lovely flosses and labeled them with the color name. I did not try to reproduce symbols. But this was a fun sorting activity, and I'm very thrilled to have it organized. That will make finishing this a lot easier. So, Peaceful Countryside by Charles Wysocki. And I am such an incurable cross-stitch person that I was searching Charles Wysocki graphs kits on eBay because this has been so much fun, and I love the Americana scenes. All of his are old and they are like out of print, but they are for sale on eBay, so I'm keeping my eye on a couple. The one I'm doing was actually printed in 1993, so we are talking some old stuff, people, but fun. I have just enjoyed it very much. Good lunchtime stitching. Okay, the other two whips that are ready to go and kitted up, this I should also focus for a finish. My little Christmas doggy bookmark that I brought back from Scotland. I love the little ones at the bottom. So we have the West Highland Terrier and the Scottish Terrier. We'll have another Westie here and another Scottie here. The only reason this is not completely finished is that I had a counting error and did a good bit of frogging up there at the top. But we're going to do this because I would love to use this bookmark. And these are two of my favorite terriers. So this one is just in a Ziploc bag, but that counts. It's all organized. And it was from Textile Heritage, which is made in Scotland. So there is another whip ready to stitch, and it will also be pulled out hopefully on rotation to get that finished. No excuse, people. And I didn't organize this floss. There's so little to use that I think I'll be fine with that one. Now, you've seen this whip so many times, but it was with my other little dogs. These are my Westies who are trying to mail a letter in the delightful British mailbox. And it's called What Next? Or What Now? This is by Heritage Crafts, and it was also from Scotland. Now this one came already sorted, so no stress there. And it's kind of still a mess, but you see that they give you all that you need to get that done. Now, I have not worked on this lately, not at all, but I'm going to show you what has been done. It's another one done on Ada, so it would be a good break for the eyes. And it is smaller than I realized. This is the width of the project right here, where my fingers are. So it would be another long one. A good bit of stitches since it's full coverage, but that one is ready to go, and maybe when I tire of Charles Wysocki, I can pull this one out. It is a fun graph, very large symbols, and really no reason not to stitch this. And again, I'm using the envelope or bag that it came in to organize that. I had watched a new Flosstuber, and I am so embarrassed I cannot remember her name. If I find her, I will give her credit. But she is a member of a makeup monthly subscription, and she was saying that when she receives her makeup, it comes in a bag such as this. This is not her subscription box. This is one I got from Crabtree and Evelyn. But it made me think, well, there's a project bag. You don't need too many cosmetic bags. So I want to show you, I'm definitely going to use this one because it almost opens all the way up. So one of the small projects would fit right in here without any problem, and the only thing you would have to have separate would be your picture and your graph. So I must find out who she was and give her credit, but I love repurposing some of these nice bags that I won't use for toiletries or cosmetics. So that's going to go into service very soon. And a quick shopping blurb here. Out looking for certain gifts and love stationery, notebooks, anything like that. And I want to show you the ones that I found. Look at this. Be happy. With the flowers and the bumblebees. And look at those bees. I gave one of these to my daughter, who loves to journal. But they are just such fun, and they are not lined, but they are dotted. I don't know if you can see, probably not. But inside the cover, there are pockets. Don't you love that? Is there a pocket in the back? Oh, well, I don't know. I don't think so. No, just in the front. But pockets, dots instead of lines. And look at the blue. Isn't that just beautiful? It makes you want to make a list or write your memories of the day. So I had to share that as spring comes in and we start thinking of warm weather and flowers. All right, book review time. I love audiobooks at this stage of my life because I can listen when I'm driving or I can listen when I'm stitching. This one has been a driving audiobook, and it is written by one of the authors who wrote the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society book. The other author was Miss Annie Barrow's aunt, who did pass away. But this one is called The Truth According to Us. It takes place in the early 1900s during the Great Depression. during the time when it was so hard to find a job, and one of the characters is sent to work for the Works Progress Association. What is the WPS? We had this conversation at my house. Well, anyway, when you were sent to work with the WPA, you needed a job. The characters are very well developed and very delightful, and this has been compared to a coming of age story similar to Kill a Mockingbird. The young lady in this book is compared to Scout in that book. But I cannot tell you in this short amount of time how much I felt that I was living in this small town in West Virginia, and how well I felt that I knew the characters and became very invested in their lives. So whether you read this, it is a thick book. It's a long audio book. Let's see how many discs. Whether you read it or listen to it, an unbelievable story. 15 discs, so it's very long. The narrators were delightful as well. It's going to be another delightful video, people. I'm sorry, I'm misusing my words again. Good narrators, good storyline, wonderful characters, and a glimpse in a fiction, historical fiction kind of way, into that time of struggle in our country and how one family coped with the difficulties of the time. So let me highly recommend The Truth According to Us by Annie Barrows. Thank you. It's been a long day. It's been a Monday, so I will not keep you much longer tonight, but I do want to thank you for your encouragement and your involvement in my little channel. I always look forward to gathering my supplies and coming to talk with you, and I'm so hopeful tonight that you could actually hear me talking. And again, I want to thank all of you who have given wonderful suggestions on your videos or in my comments that have made my stitching easier or just motivated to do said stitching. You've been wonderful about that, and I thank you. This community, as we say in every video, is so supportive and so encouraging. Let me close by saying that I watched the Fiber Talk video that was with Nicola Parkman from Hands Across the Sea Samplers, and I loved her comment about stitching in public and encouraging other people to come see what you're making. And she said, especially children, engage them and show them how the process worked. So now I'm inspired to have my stitching more visible, more public, and I loved her comment, I can stitch anywhere, in her delightful British accent. So let's share the craft, let's show it off a little, and let's bring in more of the younger generation to pass this on, because there's so many beautiful things to stitch. Have a great week. March is here in Texas. It is in the 20s at night, so we are not sure that it is March, but it is to warm up later in the week, and spring really may come. We're ready. Just a last cold snap, we hope. So wherever you are, I hope you're warm, or if you're down in the southern hemisphere, I hope you're cool and managing there. But pull out your stitching and relax a little and enjoy, and come back to see me soon. If you have not subscribed, please do. Like my video, encourage others to give it a try, and let's just share what we love. Take care.